The Garden Report is powered by Prize Picks, the exclusive daily fantasy partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hey, Buddy Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report for the penultimate game. You know, I love that word. Second to last regular season game, which the Celtics won. They set the starters, and they look better than they did the night before. Peyton Pritchard leads the way. Noa Dalzell here from Celtics Blog, as well as Josue Pavon from the Garden Report. Let's talk about Grant, though, because the game was the game. We saw the bench. They played great. They played the Hornets bench. Grant didn't play, dealing with some shoulder, ankle, and other soreness up and down the body. And
it's hard, yeah.
Sore hard as well after a 5-second tribute video. Here it is. Wow. I wasn't expecting a ton,
Yeah, you were so mad.
but I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, you were so mad, Bobby. I know you wanted like a standing ovation. Well, maybe not a standing ovation, but you wanted like at least like a good 10 seconds. He gets to, you see his face on the big screen and he waves to everyone. It was literally like an awkward, like when you see someone that you kind of know from the past, but you just want to show face and not show that you're, too disappointed or way too happy. So you give them one of these. That's what that was. And then we got 2 seconds of Grant doing that. Back to game time. That's all we got for Grant. And look, I'm a little surprised, but at the same time, I'm not like disappointed, if that makes sense.
So let's say if it was intentional, because I think it might have been a mistake. Like they had the whole time out, and then they get into it, and he does the little wave as you saw there, and then they're right back into play. So there's no moment really for the applause. But let's say it was intentional. They want to keep it short. They want to keep it subdued. Was it warranted?
I don't think it was intentional, for the record. I don't think that they were like, let's give him a really embarrassing 2 seconds.
I don't. Not even the embarrassing, just short.
The execution of it was brutal. I mean, he looked like he was about to start crying. I mean, it was really a tough watch. And
or they didn't know it was coming or paying attention.
You spoke to him this morning, right? And he said he was looking forward to that moment, and then he had watched the Brogdon and the Rob videos, right?
Yeah.
So I think he was excited to like approach the crowd, and I don't think he had any hard feelings. But if you hadn't had that context, like had you not spoken to him this morning, I would have thought that maybe this was like he was uncomfortable to be back, or he didn't know where he stood with the fans. That's what it looked like, the look on his face. My thing is, I don't get why we have to be stingy. Like, why not give him 20 seconds? Why not say a few nice words about him? Why not give everybody a moment? Like, even the Rob Williams and the Brogdon one, like, a guy who's in the organization for a few years, like, just give him his flowers for a few minutes. It doesn't have to be, like, just for the stars or just for the most beloved players, in my opinion.
That's a good point. Here's what Grant said, anticipating that moment this morning. Grant, what kind of reception are you expecting tonight from the crowd?
I have zero idea, but I hope it's a good one. I'm just excited to be back in the Garden. I've seen the videos for Smart, for Rob, for Malcolm, and those are all, great guys. And, it's going to be cool being back, surrounded in the Garden fans, hearing, energy, no matter who plays on the team for the other guys. It's going to be fun to see, and I'm excited, It's going to be different because, you guys are about to go to the playoffs, and I feel like the crowd's energy is going to be that.
So he does mention Smart, who got the full, pomp and circumstance, rightfully so, and then Rob and Brogdon, who got a similar tribute, but more breathing time, more applause, and Rob, of course, declined a video, but it seems like, intentionally, they didn't give Grant a video. Did he deserve video?
I don't think the FaceTime, like the part, literally, FaceTime when he was on the big screen, I don't think that part was intentional. But honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they couldn't find him. Like, I feel like the words, his name, Grant Williams, was on the screen for like 10 seconds, at least that's what it felt like. And then when they actually found him.
He was in the second row, it felt like, yeah.
Right. And then when they actually found him, honestly, if that's me, I'm making the decision of, I gotta keep him up there for at least 8-10 seconds for this to be a thing. And then because the game had started right away, I don't know. I've seen in the past where they keep it going, but that's more of like a standing ovation. No one wants to stop clapping type of situation. So maybe the camera guy said, all right, that's enough. It's not a huge roaring applause, so let's just get back to the game. So I don't know. I don't think that part was intentional, but they did give him legit, like, 20 seconds altogether in sense of between Mace's Welcome Back song, which is sort of one of their go-tos whenever a former player or someone that used to be with the organization returns, and then you saw his name up there for a while. So I don't know. If that part was intentional, I don't think, but either way, I'm okay with it. I mean, he got his time.
He got his 5 seconds.
I'm a little surprised that his actual face was only up there for like 3 seconds tops. But it is what it is, man. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it.
It was fitting. You kind of expected something like that because of the weirdness of the return. Fans, mixed reviews of him looking back on it, especially after he left. It feels like a divided reception overall. But the crowd was applauding. I didn't hear any boos.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any negative reaction.
Why do you think that is, though? To me, it's what happened in Dallas combined with things that you've heard in the past. I don't know. I mean, in terms of like this Celtics fan base,
He was always a divisive player, though, even when he was here.
right? But I feel like it's gotten worse because I feel like was what happened. Whether you were on the side of Grant's okay or if you were a naysayer, you're like,
And the last
see,
year here.
right? Well, the last year is what all of the we find out that the Celtics fan base was split. I feel like we didn't know that until last year's Eastern Conference Finals, and then after he was gone and he went to Dallas and things didn't work out there, it was like that part of the fan base was like, that's why we didn't like him. See, he's annoying, and then it sort of picked up from there. But I never took that as like, oh, the players must feel the same way. I mean, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the team's top guys, they came to his defense immediately after the Mike Gorman comment. So I don't know, man. Like I'm happy that at least that part happened because I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think it's an acquired taste, and I think that a lot of people throughout the NBA, or at least people who are watching from afar, probably feel the same.
Grant said this morning he was glad the Celtics allowed him to be himself, even though they told him to shut up at times. So you got all of it, the whole experience. Joe had some short comments about him before the game, too, said he talked, and we listened when it came to that excessive talking and communication. I would have done a video. The community work, the Game 7, keep it short and sweet. But he's a guy who helped you get to the finals, gave you 4 good years, you drafted and developed. The 5 seconds was obviously short of what he deserved.
And I think that maybe I'm in a different place than some regular fans or regular people about his tribute videos. If you were in an organization for 5 years or 4 years, however many years it was, like, it doesn't cost you anything to put a video up there. It doesn't hurt anybody to put a video up there. It's kind of like the least you could do. You've given this guy millions of dollars. He helped you win a Game 7. I was walking around pregame. There were security guards that told me, like, I loved Marcus Smart. Like, he was an awesome player, but I loved Grant Williams. Like, he treated each of us so amazingly. And, like, to me, it's like, why not just give him a few seconds? Give him like that acknowledgement, like give him that love. It doesn't have to be an indictment on like whether he was a successful Celtic or not. Like, he wasn't just a guy that was here for half a season, right? He grew up here, he was drafted here, he spent a lot of time here. So, yeah, I just think maybe the culture around tribute videos should be a little bit more chill. Sometimes people will do like, how did this guy get a thank you post? Like, this guy didn't even do anything. It's like, he was on the team, he helped you win games, he was a part of the community, he was a part of the culture. Like, doesn't hurt anybody, right? So I think I maybe just have a different view on whether or not it makes sense to give those to guys that are in that like middle ground of impact.
This game didn't matter. Around the league, though, some big results. Philly beats Orlando. The Pacers fall as well. So a 3-way tie for the 5 seed now, which leaves open the door that the Pacers, the Magic, or the Sixers could fall into that playing game against Miami. So you're now talking about 5 teams in the mix now for the 8 seed, potentially. Hawks and Bulls, of course, who are set. They're going to play in Chicago on Wednesday. If the Pacers drop, it'll be a Pacers-Heat game. Sixers-Heat is the matchup as it stands if everything stays even. And then you could end up with a Magic-Heat game if the Magic are the only team that loses on Sunday. So we're talking Magic, Pacers, Sixers, Bulls, Hawks at this point. You still Heat?
Is that my preferred choice? I feel a little bit like maybe this will come back to bite me, but yeah, I think it would be a really good first round series that will prepare them for a good, successful playoff run. Yeah.
Who you got out of that 5?
Yeah, bring on the Heat, man, just to keep these guys. I mean, I shouldn't even.
All in
say
agreement, huh?
I mean, listen, it's not even. Look, last week I was saying, this is the team you want to be because of what happened last year. You want to give it back to them and all that. And you know what? Just do it because if you're the Celtics, like if that's the quote unquote most challenging opponent or the one that everyone's scared of, then you want to show to everyone that not only can you beat them, but you can maybe do it in like 6 or 5 games. I don't know. I think that's how talented this team is, and that's how just the Miami Heat look to me, to be honest, for the Celtics. Like, they're the least scariest version of themselves that we've seen in the last 3 years, put it that way, or even 4 years. I think that 2020 team might have been scarier, compared to the team that they had back then. But yeah, I mean, honestly, even though he's banged up, and even though people don't have the Philadelphia 76ers as a team that could go all the way or at least get to the NBA Finals, I think that team would be one that would provide way more problems for the Celtics between Tyrese Maxey and whatever is left from Joel Embiid compared to a series that would have, if that were to happen later on in the playoffs, I think the Philadelphia 76ers would be better off facing the Celtics now with Embiid where he's at right now. But I don't know, man. To be honest with you, at the end of the day, Celtics should be able to beat anyone in the first round. I mean, that's obviously what everyone, that's the narrative. But when it comes down to it, I would just personally would love to see them face the Heat.
3 games to watch on Sunday: Hawks, Pacers. Magic are going to play the Bucks, and the Nets are playing against the Sixers. So I think likely wins for the Sixers and the other team there, Pacers.
The Pacers.
Yeah. It's getting late in the regular season and the night.
That would be a quick series. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Pacers?
Yeah, man. They don't play the defense, man. That's my thing. The whole like we're gonna run up the score and match up with you. I don't think
It'd be fun though. The whole Neesmith thing
materializes in a series. It would be a fun series, but Celtics in 5.
Well, Celtics have 1 left. They're going to play Sunday 2 against the Wizards. Stay ready for gets another game. And we'll have all the coverage here of what that playing game's going to be. We'll probably preview that to some degree that night and look back at the season too. An incredible regular season coming to a close here for the Celtics team, who won the East by 14, 15 games, whatever it is. Just ridiculous, including the entire NBA by 8, 9 games. We are brought to you by Prize Picks. Check out prizepicks.com/CLNS, our official daily fantasy sports partner. Just pick 2 or more players, more or less. It's that easy. And go over there and win some money. And then PXG, golf season's here. Check out pxg.com/garden for all their great apparel, on or off the golf course. It's great for both. It's pxg.com/garden. I'm Bobby Manning. She's Noa Dalzell. He's Josue Pavon. Celtics win over the Hornets.
The Charlotte Hornets.
And we'll be back on Sunday. This has been the Garden Report.
Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Use the code CLNS for the first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.